So, I'm gonna go forward first here, and then go back into that side room that we avoided. It'll make sense. We see two paths. Obviously, the correct path is downwards, because, come on. So, let's go upwards, see what's up this way. Oh god, I do love how you get, like, you know, these ancient ruins, and then just little hints of these roots. I am glad I hit him, because I would have taken a bunch of damage. You know, just, you can clearly tell that the roots came later, but that these places, you know, this was something else, despite the fact that these pillars themselves do have these root motifs in them. There was clearly the culture of Izalith had these, you know, it took these trees, this life, as something sort of central to it, but at the same time, a lot of these structures were not built with these roots in mind, the way that they just crack up through the middle of the path, and it's a really good effect. You know, there are still some nice things about Izalith that you should know. Up ahead, that is a completely correct statement, yes. Before we step on this, though, let's just make sure. I don't actually know if there's anything else up here. If you run down these steps, you can actually fall back down into... They ended sooner than I thought. You can actually fall back down into this boss room. I don't know, kind of neat. Of course, now I have to speed the video up. I guess we could at least take a look at this, because, yeah, you do see a very root-based architecture around here when you get this. The roots are a very common motif, but it's clear that they've invaded into the space of whatever was here beforehand. Keep all that in mind. This pedestal may look familiar to you. And that's because it's actually this one that leads us straight back to Quelaag's domain. I love this shortcut. How many humanity do I have? 21. Maybe I will do it. I don't know. I'm gonna check something real quick. Don't mind me. Boy, it's a good thing I didn't hit attack there. I am, in fact, not going to stand in front of her as I tab out. Be right back. As loath as I am to do farming, I think I may do it. Because I can go back into this, right? Yes, I can. Now, you may remember that we can offer her humanity, and if we offer her 30 humanity, we will in fact get something for our trouble. Unfortunately, we only have 21 right now, but I know a place we can go. Told myself I wouldn't grind on camera for this Let's Play, but, you know, I wanna do this before we continue further into Izalith. I'm sure a lot of people will be very relieved to find out that I'm doing this. Yeah, we have 21 humanity, so we can just get a few more, then we're good. I'm not sure if I can get up from here, but I might as well try, right? I maybe shouldn't do this with 71,000 souls, but... Yeah, I totally can't escape from here, can I? Man, that is just a cruel joke, if you ask me. Hello again, Quelaana. I have a few souls now.
Ah, it has been some time, truth be told. I thought you had perished.
Rude.
I have a favor to ask. My mother, the Witch of Isth, was one of the primeval lords. Her power came from the soul that she found near the first flame. She focused this power to light a flame of her own. But she failed to control it. The flame of chaos engulfed Mother and my sisters and molded them into deformed creatures. Only I escaped. And now I am here. But my mother and sisters have been in anguish since. I beseech you, free Mother and my sisters from the flame of chaos. I cannot do it myself. I lack the strength and the bravery. But you, I realize what I am asking. But please, free their poor souls. Mother's ambitions were misguided, no doubt. But surely 1,000 years of atonement is enough.
And wow, Quelaana just opens up now that we've beaten the Fire Sage demon. We learn quite a lot about the overarching plot of this, so I believe this is the first place in the game that we've seen that essentially, much like Gwen, the Witch of Isth wanted to extend the Age of Fire. Obviously, her power was dwindling, and she decided to do this by taking the rest of her power and trying to light a new flame, essentially reverse entropy by concentrating what power she had left. But apparently it went horribly, horribly wrong. Left her alive but deformed, and appears to have given birth to all of these demons that we've seen now. Which is also something that is said explicitly later, but I believe that we have seen kind of a lot of the bits and pieces hinting at just yet. So kind of keep that in mind while you think about where we are right now. And it really does sort of fill in a lot of the blanks here, which is part of the reason that I wanted Quelaana along for this part of the journey. And again, you do see that same sort of, she has this cold, haughty demeanor, but when it comes to talking about her family, she's finally willing, she's willing to admit the truth that she's not only not strong enough to free her mother and her sisters from this torment, but she's actually not, she's too afraid to try it, and she wants you to do it if you can. So it's, again, she's one of my favorite characters. It's a very strong part of the story that I feel like a lot of players, even who have played up to this point in the game, can miss.
I have a fake but my mother and sister, I beseech you. I cannot do it, but you, I realize what I am asking. Mother's ambitions were misguided, no doubt. But surely 1,000 years of atonement is enough.
God, and that whole sense that, like, what she did was, like, inherently sinful. By the way, you get all of that out of that just one little line. 1,000 years of atonement is enough. It's just, ugh. Firestorm is very dumb. Let's buy it. We have a lot here. And let's up our Pyromancy Flame. Get it quite a ways up, and we will eventually be able to get something else.
Now go. Whatever you do, do not crack and go hollow, lest my time spent on you be wasted.
Of course. No, I have things to do now. Keep missing my homeward bones, too. Aw, beans. Oh, I already have it equipped. Looks like we're gonna have to do this the long way. God help me. Oja! Sweet Jesus! Alright, now that the pinwheels are gone, you will notice Jim Henson's Skelebabies. These things give toxic, so be very careful around them. But they also drop humanity. And spawn infinitely, so... we don't really have much choice here now, do we? I don't think I've ever seen that. I have no idea what they're doing. Since we are here, I should probably put this on. I do not remember if they respawn indefinitely, but I think they do. Yeah, they give a lot of toxic. If you let these things overwhelm you, you will die. Did the humanity it dropped just despawn because the corpse did? Wow, I'll have to be quicker, I guess. I mean, I thought these guys dropped humanities. If I'm wrong, I'll be really sad. God help me. Alright, we are now much more kitted out to avoid being completely murdered by Jim Henson's toxic babies. There, was that so hard? You awful baby children. Now, I really should have been using one hand on this weapon the whole time, because I believe that one is much more likely to do a low swing. we go. Once you clear the pinwheels out of the area, it isn't too hard to farm them, but of course, if you're not being careful... Ugh. I think the swing on this one is just wider in general, too. Yeah, it looks like they despawn every so often, or if too many of them respawn, so that you basically want to grab it as quickly as possible when you can. The drop rate is pretty low, as is fairly obvious, but because there's just so many of them, and because they spawn infinitely, you can kind of just do this. Speed up! Almost there. Oh, God. Well, 32,000 souls later. And we've done it. They all seem to spawn, like, whether I'm in the water or not. So maybe that's the way to do it. Just stand, like, up here, let them all come back, and... oh boy, the things you learn. Now, was that worth it? I'm sure some of you sadists will think so. Those two, though, definitely were. Yeah, the drop rate on these things is minuscule, but there's just so fucking many of them. Oh hey, looks like they got another baby circle going. That's adorable. I have no idea what could cause the fabled baby circle. Oh, I'm getting the fuck out of here. God help me. since we're here. Alright, so the reason that we got all of those friggin' humanities from those tiny skeletons was that we want to give a bunch of humanity to Quelaana. 30, to be exact. Sorry, the fair lady. Again, don't think she has an official name. Unfortunately, there is no way to do this en masse. God help us. Oh, right, you have to do it from your own damn self.
Do be safe.
Check something real quick just to be totally sure. Alright, I have equipped all this fucking humanity. Let's get this over with. Man, thank God Dark Souls 2 added a use X number of these things, because, oh, that's so bad.
Quelaana, what is it?
Rank gain, there we go. That's one thing I wanted to see, but of course, we wouldn't just stop at 10, would we?
Quelaana, my dear sister, you know, I still remember your beautiful, silky face. If only I could gaze upon it once more. I'll be fine. I have you, dear sister, but promise me that you will take care of yourself.
Now, we're looking to use 30, and I believe we're at 21 now, so almost there. You notice her legs are moving around now. That's a good sign. There we go.
Oh, thank you, Quelaana.
Rank gained. Now, this does one other thing that I don't believe the game tells you.
I'll be fine, but that you... I'll be but that you... Goodbye, Quelaana. Do be